Single dad found a crying nurse in the rain, unaware she'd lost everything but hope. The rain fell in heavy sheets, drowning the campus in gray. Ethan Carter barely heard it over the rush of his own breath as he sprinted toward the dimly lit bus stop, his son's forgotten science project clutched under his jacket. Then he saw her, a woman in scrubs, slumped against the bench, her shoulders shaking with silent sobs. Something in the way her fingers dug into her arms, like she was holding herself together, made him stop. "Hey," he called out, hesitant. "You okay?" She lifted her head, rainwater streaking her face like tears. "Do I look okay?" 3 days from now, she would stand in an empty apartment, keys in hand, wondering how she'd lost it all. But tonight she had nothing left to lose, except hope. Ethan Carter was used to chaos, single fatherhood, nursing school finals, and a part-time job at the campus library had made him an expert at juggling disasters. But his life had one rule: no more surprises. Then came the nurse in the rain. "I lost my job," she whispered, her voice raw. "My apartment. My life." Her name was Lila Hayes, and in one afternoon, a hospital layoff and an eviction notice had erased everything. Ethan should have handed her an umbrella and walked away. But the way she said it, like she was already bracing for another blow, made him hesitate. "Come on," he said, surprising himself. "I've got coffee at my place." Lila wasn't just broke, she was trapped. No family, no savings, in a student loan ready to swallow her whole. Ethan's tiny apartment became her temporary refuge, but his cautious world clashed with her desperation. "You can't just quit nursing," he argued when she mentioned leaving town. "What other choice do I have?" she shot back. Then came the hospital's call, a last-minute position if she could start tomorrow. But without a place to stay, she'd have to decline. Ethan's son, Jake, tugged his sleeve. "Dad, she can stay with us, right?" The question hung in the air. Letting a stranger into their lives was a risk. But as Ethan watched Lila carefully bandage Jake's scraped knee, her hands steady despite everything, he realized she wasn't a stranger anymore. The landlord's call came at midnight. Another tenant complained, "She has to go." Ethan's chest tightened. If he fought it, he could lose his own lease. But Lila, already packing her duffel bag, looked resigned. I knew this was temporary. For the first time in years, Ethan felt the weight of failing someone who needed him. He found her at the bus stop again, this time in dawn's pale light. "You're not leaving," he said, breathless. "We'll figure it out." Lila's eyes welled. "What way?" "Because I've been where you are," he admitted, "and no one helped me." Weeks later, Lila stood in her new apartment, small but hers. Ethan and Jake hung a crooked "Welcome Home" banner as she laughed, sunlight breaking through the curtains. She'd lost everything, but here in this messy, hopeful new beginning, she found something better.